All right guys, welcome to art. So if you have the tracer from last time, that's great. If you don't, it's not a big deal because you can just trace using one of your pieces. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a smaller diamond like this and make sure that it does not go to the corner. It has to have some space. So I have my 4 triangles and I have this piece here. So what I'm gonna do to not make it too complicated is I'm gonna cut on my first line that I drew. I'm gonna keep this off to the side. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this on my triangle and I'm gonna trace. So I have my lines here. I'm gonna keep this off to the side so I don't get confused anymore. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be cutting and gluing as I'm going. So I'm gonna lay my shape, my original square, on my orange piece of paper, and I'm gonna get out my glue bottle. Now when we're gluing this today, you do not wanna have a lot of glue. You do want it to stick down, but you just need a tiny little dot, and I'm gonna put it in all of the corners. If you're doing a line of glue, you're doing way too much. Maybe I'll do one here and one in the middle. Okay. So I'm gonna get my orange paper ready, and I am going to place this as much in the middle as I can. You don't want it way off to one side. I'm gonna press this down. Now I had no oozing glue, which means that I used the proper amount of glue, which is one of your success criteria. So you don't want to have a bunch of glue that's oozing out of your shapes. So I'm gonna line this up and I'm gonna make sure this fits for the most part. Yep. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this shape that I just made. And here's where the complicated part comes in. So I'm gonna put this back exactly the way that I cut it, so you can see that I struggled just a little bit, kind of figuring that out. There we go. And I'm gonna take just this one shape here, this longer one, and I'm gonna flip it like this so that it meets the corners and it meets this part. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue this part. I'm not gonna glue this. So I'm gonna flip this over, and again, tiny dots of glue only where you need it. I'm gonna line this up and I'm gonna press down. Now I did have a little bit of oozing glue, not a huge deal. And I'm gonna keep this piece here. So I'm gonna do the same thing to all the other 3 here. So this piece is not glued down, this piece is glued down.